Here I am with Wendy Kinney of Revere Payments at Turning Point out here in Phoenix, where I have been. And one of the things that I love, not about this group and the location and this facility and this organization, is that it brings together a lot of like-minded people. But I'm always surprised on how much we have in common with people that we're told we don't have things in common with. And Wendy, with Revere Payments, thank you so much for being on today. I really appreciate it. Financial freedom, I think, is a thing. And Revere Payments, one thing I've noticed about you is that you all offer some financial freedom for businesses, and I don't think people think about that too much.
Right. They don't think about it until it impacts them and their account was shut down or they were debanked. That's when they think about it. But I think now, more so, people are thinking about it because there have been headlines about other payment companies or banks shutting down legitimate legal businesses that they didn't agree with. So I think people are more aware of it. Do I think the average person walking around here is aware of it? I don't know, but the business owners are certainly aware of it, and the business owners who are in what are classified as higher risk type categories are definitely aware of it.
And what I think of when people think of activists, or people think of the people that are out there talking about freedom and liberty, they think of individuals that are, maybe there may be the influencers in our world that are talking about conservative values, but I don't think they realize how many businesses are out there fighting for freedom, but also for things that provide freedom for everybody. That's one of the things that you guys are doing, I think.
Yes, definitely. Revere is it is a freedom payment ecosystem, and we really are about freedom. And I say that, and I'm going to qualify that.
Okay, go for it.
And I'm going to qualify that because Revere Payments is actually a Christian business. So we really hold biblical values true. So can I say we're 100% about freedom? I can't say that because if it's not biblical, there are things that are legal,
right?
We won't touch them.
Exactly.
Just because it's part of our core mission is to always glorify the Lord. So there are things we don't do. Now, from the standpoint of the types of people that are being debanked, when you're talking about right-to-life organizations or you're talking about Second Amendment gun owners, those are absolutely all day long. Those are fundamental freedoms in our country. Those are biblical freedoms, right? So
right.
We absolutely support those. But we often support people we don't always agree with, too.
Right.
Because that's part of freedom.
Now, at this event, and because I know you do a lot of different events that are different from this probably, are you seeing where more and more people are coming to you saying, my financial freedom was attacked, or some other freedom that they might not have normally thought of on a regular basis? Are you seeing things that you're doing and working on kind of helping out those people too?
Yeah, it's interesting. I was just in one of our lounges, and there was a panel. On about marijuana, and they had two opposing opinions. Alex Berenson was on one side, and Catherine, I can't remember her last name, was a libertarian on the other side, and they were having a really great debate.
Right.
And so, afterwards, we got into a discussion. It was great to talk to Catherine and Alex, but she's a libertarian, so we had an entire conversation about freedom. And I think she, being in this crowd, just assumed we wouldn't have anything in common, but we had a ton in common. Because freedom is freedom.
Right.
And it doesn't matter if you're a libertarian or a conservative. We want freedom. So do I see it, back around to your question, sorry about that, William.
It's okay.
But do I see it? Yes, I see it in strange places. I get calls from all types of people, all types of businesses that would be like surprising to you, that like an artist, or surprising to you that people are getting shut down by their payment processors for various reasons.
What I find interesting, you brought this up, is sometimes we are automatically programmed to believe that we don't agree with each other's freedoms,
yeah.
Or we're programmed to believe that if someone believes in this freedom, that they're not going to believe in anything that we say.
That's right.
And you found that with this libertarian on the hemp, but I also find that there's some Democrats and even people that are uber liberal and people that I would think that would have nothing in common with, that sometimes I talk with them and I go, wait, how do we have so much in common? You might have voted for Kamala, or maybe you might have voted for somebody, or maybe you have a freedom, maybe you wrote pro-choice, but everything else about you is maybe more of a libertarian mindset that we agree on.
Yeah, now,
Do you find?
Now make no mistake, I did not agree with her position.
Oh yeah,
I was all in with Berenson.
Yeah.
And she knew that. But we did agree on many, many things.
Exactly.
Yeah, and because I think if we quiet the media down and we shut them up and we get them out of our lives and we just start talking, that we agree on a lot of things.
Exactly.
Like they want the government out of their lives. They want privacy. They want freedom. They want a good job. They want safe schools. There's things that people just agree on. It doesn't matter if you're left or right. There's things that we just want. Now, of course, there's that really, really left, where the left has left the left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. I know exactly what you mean.
Left the left. So there's that, and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the majority of Americans. I think kind of fit into this big bucket of having so many things in common that we all really do want and we overlap on.
See, you're spot on so much right now, because I think when you start having regular conversation like you did in there on HIP, you don't agree with them on that, but when you talk with somebody that you don't agree with anything on, and you have a civil conversation, which I think we're finding more and more people doing now, you bring somebody to the table that you didn't think you had anything in common with, but when you do that, I think you end up finding solutions for the things that you don't agree with. And while
that would be ideal.
While I would probably agree with you a lot on the hemp subject, I also say, you know what, if I'm talking to somebody, I might not agree with them on the hemp subject, but when I bring them to the table and we talk about other things that we agree on, we might find ways to, have better laws on other things that result from that subject.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, think about where we are. I mean, it's about the conversation,
right?
And who better that was having that conversation than Charlie?
Exactly.
Right? And this is where we are in his honor, and so many people honoring him, and that's really what he was really about. And he was all about freedom.
All about it.
All about it, and that's
And he talked about any subject, and he never criticized people for how they felt.
And I take that same approach.
Exactly.
So I like to say I made a new friend. I think she was a surprise at how polite and courteous and just really lovely are, some of the people she met back in the lounge were, because nobody was there to yell and scream or rant and rave. We were all just low-key, respectful, and having just a really lovely conversation.
You built bridges.
Of course. Well, that's what we got to do.
Exactly right.
That's what we got to do.
And that's what free speech, that's what listening and observing, when we observe, we serve. Yeah. And when we serve others, we bring a lot of things in common. We find solutions, I think.
Exactly.
Any final words? Anything where you think we're losing liberty or freedom the most?
Well, for me right now, I'm really caught in the moment, and freedom. Right, I can't help but think about our dear friend. So I mean, I think about he paid the ultimate price for freedom. Right. And I'm just honored to be here, and it's a very bittersweet moment. So,
right.
It's a special Amfest in a lot of ways, and it's very difficult in a lot of ways.
I've been to every Amfest, and this is by far the biggest.
Yes, estimated over 30,000 are here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I just got that number.
That's amazing. 30,000 people here in Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, it is really wild. I mean, this is jam-packed. Everywhere you go, you can't move. You know that because you're here.
Exactly.
Yeah, and people are really here honoring Charlie too.
Well, Wendy, any final words that you want to let other people to?
Thank you, William, because I want to thank you because you're always here, like man on the street, talking to all of us about great topics. So thank you for doing what you do, and thank you for being a great promoter of freedom.
I appreciate that.
We love you, and we
thank
really
you so much.
So.
Well, you're an amazing person. You're welcome on my show anytime. Like I said, I don't want this to sound like a promotion, but your company is awesome and fantastic because of you. But knowing you, the good person and wonderful person that you are, not only do you bring people together on your platform and your company, but you stand by those words, and they're coming from a true, genuine person that I want people to know that your company comes from a true, genuine person that means exactly what their mission statement's doing.
We do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, I would like everybody, please share the interview with somebody you think not only loves freedom, spreading a good message, but please tune in to Revere Payments and find out the great things that they're doing. Have a great day.